Hello everybody, in this lesson we are going to talk all things email. So, our main goals in this lesson are that we will discuss the importance of email, set up your school email if you haven't done so already, and then we're going to practice using email. So at the beginning of the lesson, you were asked to think about these questions. So who uses email? And what do people use email for? So I want to tell you that email is one of the most important means of communication, especially within professional settings. So that means any job, really. Especially thinking about how COVID has shaped our lives, many people are now using email more than ever. So people use email for a variety of things, right? A lot of times it's to communicate information. That is the main thing that people use email for. And also just to send files, attachments, and to communicate with one another, right? I would say that's the main reason. So in an email, there are these 4 important parts that you need to know. So the subject goes in the subject line, and we'll talk about it in the next slide, but is where you're going to write what the email is about. Let's say I'm writing an email to another teacher about me going to the library with my students. So I would probably say going to library with students, or something to that effect. So you want to just give a little snippet about what the actual email is about. In your greeting, you are going to say hello. So it can be formal, and you can have a formal greeting, which we'll talk more about. Or you can be very casual and just say hello. The third part is the actual piece of information, so the body of the email. And in that part, you are going to either share some new piece of information or share something you want to communicate with others. Maybe you're sharing a picture, maybe you're sharing an image. And then lastly, your signature, which is very important. It's very important to know who wrote the email. And especially now that it's the beginning of the year, us teachers are trying to get to know all of you. So it's really important for you to tell us who is writing the email. So in this image right here, we see that up here where it says to, it is the area where you are going to write the address of whoever you're emailing. So that could be your teachers, your friends, or whoever you are actually sending the email to. Below, where it says subject, that is where you are writing that little summary of what the email is about. So if perhaps you're writing to somebody about homework help, you would say homework on today's lesson, for example. And then down here, above where it says sent from my iPad, is where you're going to write the actual email. So now we're going to look at some examples of different emails that you can send. And I want to remind you that in every email that you make or send to somebody, you want to be as specific as possible. And that's going to help whoever is getting the email get you the information that you want as well. So it's going to help us all. So this one is addressed up here, we can see, to me, Camila Davila-Schrandt. That is my email right there. And the subject says, ayuda con la tarea. Y dice, señora Davila. Tiene un typo. Espero que se encuentre bien. Tengo una pregunta sobre cómo responder la segunda pregunta de la tarea. Gracias por su ayuda, Rosa. Entonces, primero tienen que asegurarse de que sus keyboards estén en español, porque eso va a ayudar a que no tengan faltas de ortografía. Y segundo, aquí vemos en este correo tenemos una greeting, tenemos una pregunta específica sobre la segunda pregunta en la tarea, Tenemos algo, aquí dice gracias por su ayuda y aquí tenemos el nombre del estudiante. El segundo dice, hola señora Cell, aquí es el subject y dice, está escrito a Amanda Cell y dice, señora Cell, espero que haya tenido un lindo verano. Yo la pasé muy alegre con mis hermanos. Fuimos a muchos parques y vimos muchas películas. Estoy un poco nerviosa de este año porque no conozco a mis maestras, pero sé que quiero sacar buenas calificaciones. Buena suerte con todo, Lucía. Entonces, otra vez tenemos aquí, señora Cel, coma, tenemos un espacio y tenemos información que está tratando de comunicar la persona que está escribiendo el correo. Después tenemos aquí algo donde están diciendo gracias por buena suerte con todo. Estamos cerrando el correo y después tenemos aquí la firma que es de Lucía. Ok, ups. Y aquí tenemos un último correo en el cual dice hey y un montón de emojis. What's up, Daniel? How was soccer yesterday? You want to play Fortnite tonight? Text me later. So in this email, we can see it's a little bit more casual. This is probably something that you would send your friends. So perhaps it's not as formal as one of these where you're sending them to your teacher. But it's important to know, right? This is how we talk to teachers, and this is how we talk to one another as you talk to your classmates. So your task today is to write an email to me telling me about your family and how your summer was this year. And then you're also going to write an email to one of your teachers from last year telling them about your summer. And then lastly, you're going to write an email to one of your classmates just to say hi. You can ask them about their summer or talk about anything you want. Then I will know you've completed the task when you submit a screenshot of your sent box on your email. If you feel confident about this task, you can go ahead and do it. And if you're not, you are going to stick around and watch the second part to learn how to set up your email.